easy business, and they've built it right, and they've got a residual income. So regardless of what I'm going to tell you this evening, what I would like to say to you is you have at the tip of your fingers the best advice, the best training from Jamie and Adele, because if you duplicated what they do, if you took on board all of their suggestions and actually put it into practice, you would never really need to listen to anyone else. I want you to think about their lifestyle. I don't know if you want to travel. I don't know what your dreams are. But if you have really big dreams, you certainly, without a shadow of a doubt, can copy what Jamie and Adele have done. And that is achieve the same status in the plan. So I'm just going to talk about your future. But the first thing is, hang on, I've just got to get the hang of this. It's there it is. I've got it. Thank you, Jamie. And here we are. Just a little bit about our story. Peter and I started Clean Easy on Friday the 13th of February. We were both redundant. It was Friday the 13th. In fact, I asked our sponsors to stay in our house until after midnight, so we made sure we actually signed that paper. In those days it was paper, on Friday the 13th. We started with 400 catalogues, and we got up the next morning and we put our very first catalogue through a letterbox at 8 a.m. Why am I telling you this? Because when a lot of people start this Clean Easy business, especially if you're full-time, especially if, like us, you were made redundant, or some people give their job up, but whatever the reason, you need to work this just as hard for yourself as you did for a boss. And in fact, I didn't work as hard as I did for a boss, because in my previous job, I left my home at 6:45 every morning. So actually, to be on my patch and put our first catalogue out at 8 o'clock was sheer luxury. So that's how we worked. We treated it with a respect from the word go. We were in a position at that time where we had no income. So you could say we burnt all our bridges. We had to make a go of it. And I don't know if that's the best thing to do or not to do, but just to give you an idea, I'm going to be talking about setting your goals a bit later on, but we did put our goals down on paper where we wanted to be. We didn't quite understand, we didn't understand positions in the plan, but we did, all we said to our sponsor was, what do we have to do to earn this much? What do we have to do to earn that much? And what do we have to do to earn this? So when they told us what we had to do and where we had to be and how many people we had to have and how much retail we had to do, we put that down on paper. And a little bit into that, about 4 or 5 weeks, because you can imagine you're just starting out, you're just starting blanket dropping, etc., and you have no income coming in. It's pretty tight, you know. And a company rang Peter because he was a coach driver, and they asked him just if he would do the school run. And that meant picking school children up in the morning, taking them to school, and then getting them from school and dropping them off around the villages. So that doesn't seem like much work. I think he was going to be working for an hour and a half in the morning and an hour and a half in the afternoon. And people said to us, why don't you do that? Why don't you do it? And I said, no, that's not in our plan. That is going to take away the time every single day. With his travelling time, that would be 4 or 5 hours every single day. So say 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, that's 25 hours out of building our future. 25 hours out of building our biggest dreams that we'd ever have, and that was 25 hours a week. That's 100 hours a month. So no, we said no to that, which meant we struggled. However, we didn't struggle forever, and we certainly don't struggle now. We had lots of credit card debt because people live from month to month and everyone seems to spend up to whatever they earn. And we had an old banger of a car, just one, at this moment in time when we started. And it was so rusty, it was just awful. And we bought, well, you couldn't imagine because we bought it for £150. But it was just going to suffice in the beginning. But despite all that, we had great big dreams and great big ambitions. Hence the reason that we wouldn't take on, or Peter didn't take on, this so-called little job, little bit of money, because we just knew we'd make that money 50-fold if we put that time into our own business. So this is a little bit about what I'd like to talk about. So my top 10 tips. Treat your clean, easy opportunity like a business. Number one, this is something you've actually got in your hands that is probably the greatest thing you're ever going to have in your hands. And people just don't treat it with respect. People are so casual about it. This is the best opportunity you can ever have. Please treat it with respect and treat it like a business. Employ yourself. Work just as hard for yourself as you did for any boss or that you do for a boss, because I'm sure lots of you work full time. And if you just get this right, this can overtake your full-time income if you do treat it with respect and follow the system. You know, some people love Clean Easy because of its flexibility. Is that an advantage, do you think? Here we were putting our first catalogue out in the morning at 8 o'clock and we had to finish by 12:30, 1 o'clock. That was the deadline. There was no dawdling along. There was no just ambling from one house to another. We just walked at a fast pace because we wanted in the afternoons and evenings to be doing lots of our sponsoring. And obviously when you sponsor, you have to find lots and lots of leads. So we knew we needed 2 parts of the day for sponsoring and 1 part of the day for our retailing. We had this plan because we were going to be sponsoring heavily whilst we were building our customer base. And we had to do a decent amount of retail because we had no other income coming in. So everything had to be a rush. Was it hectic? You bet it was. Is it hectic now? We've just got a great lifestyle. So it's so worth it. It's for you. It's for you. It's not for your sponsor. It's for you. So employ yourself and make sure that the flexibility is an advantage by planning what you're going to do and not ambling along. Sometimes people that they haven't got a job now, they think, oh good, I haven't got a job, I haven't got to get up at 7. That's really not employing yourself, and it's certainly not respecting yourself. I said earlier, this is the best opportunity, so just please don't waste it. And know your why. I don't know why you're doing this. You might be doing this for an extra £200 or £300 a month. Excuse me if I keep having to think, it's very hot. I know it's hot over there, it's very hot here. Know why you're doing it. If it's £200 or £300 a month, make sure that's what you get every month. Once you get that, you'll change, your ambitions will get bigger. And some of us join the business and we see that huge big picture in the very beginning. And you know, when you know in your heart that you can have so much in life, that there's no such thing as hard work. You just do it. You just do it because you know that you're going to completely change your life, your income, your lifestyle, where you live, what you do, how you live your life, you know. So what is your why? Why are you doing this? And whatever you're doing it, whether it's for something big or whether it's that extra £300 a month on top of your full-time income, that's a lot of money over a year to earn in your part-time, in your spare time. So know why you're doing it. That's really, really very, very, very important. Number 1 tip, know what you want. Write your business income goes down each period. We just started period 8. So what are you going to earn this period? What is your intention? What do you want? Make sure that whatever you want, you're going to write a plan. So write the goal down first. Know what you want. Is it £300? Okay. If that's what you're going to earn every period, make sure it is every period. You know, people have said to me in the past, oh, I don't want to do that. I want a regular income. I've had a regular income for 16 years. You know, it's as regular as you are. It works as much as you do. So write your goal down. What is it? If you haven't made that decision yet, make it tonight before you go to bed. Revisit what you want. And before you go to bed, speak with your partner. How much do you want to earn? What is it? What is it you want to do with it? Okay? And you do that each period. Hang on, I'm just trying to find this little, what's it here? Okay, I've just done it. Know what you have to do and plan to do it. For instance, if your goal is to retail £1,100 or £1,000 or £900 or £1,600, whatever your business goal is, know what you have to do and plan to do it. And it's no good thinking, I'm going to do as much as I can and hope for the best. I'll be mentioning that a little bit later on. Just know what you have to do and write it down on paper. If you work full time, know that when you come home tomorrow night, Monday night, what is it you've got to do? If you've got to put 200 catalogues out, don't put 150 out. Work your plan. You are now a business person. Work your plan. Don't be half-hearted about it. This is going to change your life. Okay? Ask yourself a question. And do it right now or during the course of this evening. Is your attitude a bit wimpy? Or are you a wanterpreneur? Now, I've just made that word up. We know there's entrepreneurs. Well, I always think I've been like a wanterpreneur. I've never considered myself as an entrepreneur, but I just know what I want. And as long as you know what you want and you believe you can do it, you just have to find out how. And there's always somebody who's going to help you. So is your attitude a little bit wimpy? I'll cover a little bit wimpy in a moment or two. Or are you a wanterpreneur? Do you want something out of this life while you're here? Do you want to give your children or your grandchildren or yourself something special while you're here? You know what I always say, we're only here once, let's go first class. Some people say, if they're a bit wimpy, well, I'm just going to work hard and hope for the best. No, that's not what you do. What you need to do is say, I'll do what it takes to achieve my goal. It's your goal. It's the reason you started. It's the reason you got into this thing. So I'll do what it takes to achieve my goal. Don't make a goal if you don't mean it. You know, I think sincerity is one of the most important parts of being successful, but don't kid yourself. All right. Okay. So have you decided? Are you a bit wimpy or are you a wanterpreneur? Tip number 2, make a decision. What is your income goal this period 8 for your retail? What are you going to earn? Do you know how to work it out? If not, get right onto your sponsor after this call. Tell them how much you want to do. You've all got an income chart. You could work it out then, but know what it is. Okay, how much retail do you need to do to achieve? For instance, is it £1,000 you want? Is it 1,600? When I write, I've always written, and this is a little tip. If your aim is to do £1,000 this period, don't put £1,000. Put £1,000 plus. That means not 950. That means not 999. That means £1,000 plus. And do you know what? If you want a feel-good factor in your life, if you want to feel great about yourself, make a goal and achieve it. There is no feeling, not all the recognition in the world, not all the praise from your sponsor is as good as your own feel-good feeling. That feel-good when you've actually achieved something. It might be the first time in your entire life you've made a goal and actually achieved it, and boy, do you feel fantastic. So whatever your aim, put a little plus, £1,000 plus. Don't sail through things by the seat of your pants. Always max out. People max out their credit cards, that's negative. Max out your input, max out your sales, max out your thoughts, max out your thinking. Okay, so how many catalogues do you plan to put out to achieve the sales necessary each week? Okay, and whatever it is, it's those amount of catalogues plus. So if you plan to put 500 catalogues out this week, 450 won't cut it. And you should be getting to know your own, what's the word? I've forgotten the word now, averages. So if it's 500, it's 500 plus. But there's always a plus. And you'll have a plus life if you keep putting a plus next to your goals. So how many catalogues do you plan? Remember, there is no catch-up. You know, sometimes people think, oh, I won't go out tonight. I won't go out tonight. I've had a hard day at work. I've just sat down and the couch has taken up all my energy and I won't go out. I'll catch up. Do you know? There is no catch-up, because that time that you don't spend has gone. You can never regain that time. So have the attitude that it's written down, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And you know, you relax far better, because if your intention was to put 100 catalogues out tonight and you haven't gone out to do it, that will be on your mind all evening. You could have done it, but you didn't. I wish I'd have done it. Later on, I could have gone out, it wouldn't have taken me long. So you'll never truly relax. So remember, there is no catch up. Do it and relax. Okay? Next, I'm going to ask you, do you have enough catalogue stocks to achieve the sales? Ideally, you should have thought of this last week. So everything is in the planning. When you were coming to the end of period 7, you should have, if you didn't start now, it's never too late, but when you're coming to the end of one period, your goals for the next period should be in place. Check your catalogue stocks. Imagine going into a corner shop that had just opened up the road and they didn't really have good stock in the shop. How long would you be a customer of theirs? Because they hadn't planned. You'd think, God, they're a hopeless shopkeeper or a hopeless business person. So don't you be hopeless, okay? Have lots of hope, but don't be hopeless. So have enough catalogues to achieve the sales, and make sure when you put your order on, you know what your catalogue stocks are. Do you need more? Okay, and if you do, get them. Never suffer from catalogue starvation. Whether you're brand new in the business, it makes no difference. Do not suffer from catalogue starvation. Your catalogues are what is going to bring that money in. You just need lots of them, plenty of them. Tip number 3, have each day planned on paper. So if you work full time, you know that when you come home from work, you know that maybe you get home from work at 6:30 and you are going to be out between 6:30 and 7:30 before you sit down and relax. Maybe you're going to be out from 6:30 to 8 or 6:30 to 8:30, depends on your plan. But many people can build a multi-million-pound business, and you start in those wee hours consistently each and every evening. So however many catalogues you're putting out right now, and these are new people I'm really talking to, just make sure you do that plan. Okay, you can always fit it in. There is always lots of time to fit things in. When you that's another training about how many hours we work full time. There's lots and lots and lots of hours left. If you work an 8-hour day and you sleep for 7 hours, that's 15. You've got 9 hours left. What do you do with the 9 hours? You could start to make yourself wealthy in those 9 hours. So get out of that couch and get cracking. So have it planned on paper. You will have all seen this chart. You write the days of the week in depending on your plan and when your weekend is. And if you go to work in the day, well, obviously you'll have to block out the morning and afternoon. If you work shifts and work afternoon and evenings, you write your plan in the mornings. If it's on paper, just do it. If it's on paper, do it. Write it down and do it. This is such a simple business. I don't know why people complicate it. They complicate it simply because they don't do the tiny little disciplines that are so easy to do. So have the plan written on paper. I'm talking about a retail plan at the moment, but obviously if you're fitting your sponsoring in, you would have everything down on a plan. Okay, I'm sure you've seen busy plans before, so speak to your sponsor and have a one-to-one with your sponsor on this. So always have your plan on paper. Tip number 4, become a pro. Become a professional retailer. You've all had a book in your kit called Go Pro, and that is a fantastic book to read. And it really is fantastic on our industry and on our profession. However, Clean Easy is a hybrid, and we are the only hybrid company in the entire world who retail so easily and so simply. And so become a professional retailer, because our way of moving product is unique and the best possible way to do that. So use the system that you have been taught to the letter. And I do say to the letter, whatever you've done before, whatever industry you've been in, do me a favor. Put everything to the back of your mind. Put all your skills and knowledge to the back of your mind for a little while and don't bring them out. Just do Clean Easy as Clean Easy should be done. And you might think you have a better way of doing things. Believe me, it's been tried. It's been tried by many who've come and gone. Just use the system, take advice from those successful. Okay, don't reinvent the wheel. All right, whatever you do. When I started Clean Easy, I've been in home shopping since I was 23. So I've been in home shopping years and years and years. And when I come into Clean Easy, it was home shopping, but entirely different. I did Party Plan, and Clean Easy was so different. So I had never, all the knowledge over all my years and all of the teams and all of the sales I'd done in the past, all that knowledge was no good to me to earn the kind of incomes that people in Clean Easy earned. I had never seen such fantastic big incomes. So if you haven't been earning 50 or £100,000 a year in your previous job, and even if you have, forget everything. Learn the Clean Easy way, and when you're earning £50,000 a year, you can reinvent the wheel. But you know what? By that time, your common sense knows that you wouldn't need to. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Learn how to achieve your weekly retail goal, no matter what. And you do need this attitude. Remember, not a wimpy attitude or entrepreneur attitude, no matter what. So it's easy. The easiest thing is to quit. Quit on your goal, quit on your dream, quit on what you want to do this week. So many people trade, they have trade-offs, and they trade the fantastic things they can have for what they want now. Just do what you've got to do now to have what other people don't have in the future. Okay, so it's a no matter what. Some people say to me, well, you can't make people buy. Well, I know. Our role is to tempt the masses. That's what we do. We tempt. We don't sell. We tempt people. We build relationships. We build relationships with people behind those front doors, and we tempt them. Okay. So what numbers are you working on? There is a number to achieve whatever goal you do. How can people retail £9,000 in 4 weeks? £9,000 personally, not with their team, in 4 weeks. How can they do that? They have planned to do that. They've worked on that. They've built it up over time. So they've worked with the numbers. So what numbers are you working with? Okay, what numbers are you working on? Speak to your sponsor if necessary, but whatever those numbers are, please achieve them. Just achieve them. It's your life. Come on. You can have so much. And just say, are they enough? Or are you not taking your business seriously enough? Okay, so is your plan big enough? Are you taking your business seriously enough? So many people say they want to earn X and they're not prepared to put the work in to earn it. And in the beginning, there's a saying that in the beginning you do a lot you don't get paid for. It's like going the extra mile. And in the end, you get paid for a lot that you don't do. And for all those people who have a job in the workplace, I'm quite sure in every industry, you do a little bit more than you originally intended, a little bit more than you paid for. Everybody does this. Why are we any different in Clean Easy? And this is you're working for yourself. So do more and you will be rewarded greatly in the future. So tip number 5, to become a network leader, first become a retail leader. So what do I mean about that? Well, our business is about moving product. No matter how many people we have within our industry and in our team and in our groups, we all move product. And this is what I like. There's no hierarchy up there. There's no sitting in an ivory tower. We all put our books out. We all retail. We all speak to our customers. We all deliver the product. We all build sales. When I say build sales, that doesn't mean we sell. It means we have a really simple technique to build sales. So become a retail leader. So that's the first thing. That's the important thing to do. And there are many people who are just that. That doesn't mean you have to be the highest retailer. That just means you have to be the most consistent. Because if your level of retail is £1,500 a month, a period, do that. 1,500 plus, 1,500 plus. If it's 2,000, do 2,000 plus. 2,000 plus. Okay, our aim was to do 1,500 plus every period, but we were doing more than 2,000 plus every period because we were always aiming for the plus. Okay, so you don't have to be the highest, you just have to be the most consistent, and other people will want to learn how to be consistent. So once you learn how to make your goal, number one, make your goal, write it on paper. Number two, write your weekly, daily plan. Everything you're going to do, where you go to work, put it down. If you take your mum somewhere shopping on a Wednesday afternoon, put it down. If you take your children to guides or brownies or football, write it down on your plan. Write everything down on your plan, all your commitments, and then put your business in there so you know everything that you're doing. And you know, busy people fit the most in. It's the people who don't have so much to do